Is it getting easier to get $1 billion? May seem so. The fifth and latest installment of Grand Theft Auto raked in over $1 billion in sales within 3 days of its release. Wall Street Journal's Tom Gara joins us on Digits to discuss why another billion-dollar milestone could be not that far off. Wow, that's a lot of money.
It is.
It is. It is a lot of money. Why do you think it's not that far off?
Well, the next billion might take a bit longer than the first billion. The first billion was made quicker than anybody's ever made $1 billion in entertainment. So
yeah, and it's 3 days versus Avatar, which made $1 billion which was the movie made $1 billion in 17 days. Which 17 days is pretty quick. 3 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So this next second billion, is it going to come from the same way they did it, or is it a different way?
No, the thing with video games is they make money these days in a different way than a lot of media used to make money. So, Avatar, made its first billion in 17 days, made another almost 2 billion more in the months following that because people saw it 2 times, 3 times, took their friends, went again, bought the DVD, all this kind of stuff. Video games, you only sell them once. Nobody buys a video game again and again because they like it. And in the old days, that was all you got. You sold it once, people played it for the next 2 years of their life, and you only got money once. These days, the game makers are a lot smarter in getting you to keep paying little bits of money again and again to them.
And this is the subscription model, and this is different from, there's a number of models out there that have been tried. One is to have the game and you get the basic game for your one-time fee, and then you could buy stuff for it to make it kind of better, enhance it, etc., etc. This is different. This is subscription where you pay something every month.
Well, GTA is actually offering a few different things. So there's basically, the one that they're really going to be pushing is getting people to spend real money to buy virtual money in the game that they can then use in the game to buy clothes and weapons and cars and all the kind of stuff their character needs. Which you can also, if you want, you can just play it the old-fashioned way. You can earn virtual game money the old-fashioned way by hard work. But what they've said is that, for our instant gratification users, as they describe them, people who want to just get all the rewards straight away, you can spend real money.
Okay, and that could bring in, you're saying $1 billion? That's an awful lot.
Well, it's a long period of time as well, right? So nobody knows, it could only bring in, in the tens of millions. For all we know, the game could flop. But obviously if this game becomes a huge, like, for example, Activision have World of Warcraft, which people are still playing that game now. Or, for example, Second Life, a game that was a big multiplayer universe a decade ago almost and is still popular now. So if GTA becomes one of these games that is around for the next 5 or 10 years.
Why is Grand Theft Auto so popular? I mean, it's been controversial in the past. It's had some parents upset. And yeah, it keeps going. People love it. It's got great name recognition.
Well, I mean, one big factor, there's probably lots of factors that someone who knows about games more than, money would tell you, but one big thing is that they put in the investment into it, right? Rockstar, the studio that makes the games, spend, tens, hundreds of millions on making these games now, so they are making them in the same way that film studios make films. They're hiring actors, they're hiring teams of hundreds. At the end of Grand Theft Auto, apparently there's credits that go for 30 minutes listing all the people that were involved in the game. So, these are big enterprises. These are not, little fun software games, made by a guy in his bedroom for a crowd of hundreds like they were maybe 20 years ago. These are enormous theatrical productions, just like the biggest movie you've ever seen.
So basically this is a new way for people who were in the movie business to sort of move over and use their skills in this industry too. Now, online gaming, is that something we were expecting here?
Well, Grand Theft Auto notably has been a game that hasn't been very online. So, the classic way of playing Grand Theft Auto was as a one-player game where you're basically going through these series of missions by yourself. There's been, a couple of different multiplayer elements to it, but the really classic Grand Theft Auto experience has been for one person. This is the first time they've created this online sort of universe. It's like a virtual world where everybody else can sort of go start roaming around this virtual world, working with their friends online to do missions together. It is kind of a new step for Grand Theft Auto, and it brings it more into the same place as those games like World of Warcraft, where there's this online world that people inhabit for hours a day.
Very quickly, is that a good idea in your view? Because, one of the things that, it's done very well without having that multiplayer aspect so far. Is it a good idea to sort of get away from that or not?
Well, it's kind of almost like you're leaving money on the table if you don't have it, right? As a minimum, people are going to keep playing your game the way they always played it. But if you think about it from a game company's perspective, if your fans are gonna have this game for the next 2 years, 3 years, they're gonna play it for hours a day, like people have been playing games. Why not make some more money off them? Why not have something that you can charge them every time they play it, rather than just they bought your game once, they're playing it for free. If you have this online world, if they can spend real money in it, even if only a small percentage do it, that's still huge when you're talking about the number of gamers that are buying this game. Like we said, $1 billion of sales. That's a lot of people out there who are going to be playing this game for a while. Might as well try and milk them for some more, right?
Apparently that's what they're doing. Tom Gara
My pleasure.
of the Tech Desk here at the Wall Street Journal. I'm Simon Constable, and that was Digits.